All right. Greetings, friends. Welcome to the stream to reveal the summer theme for the summer jam. That's it. Theme, reveal, stream, summer jam. It's happening right now. We're going to cut straight to the chase. So I'm going to give it 12:05 my time, something 05 your time, unless you're in one of those half an hour time zones that I cannot list off the top of my head. We're going to reveal the theme. It's going to be amazing. Some very, very talented folks have put together a excellent reveal video that I'm very excited about, and excited to see everybody here. Bronze, DMM, Giga Viking. Who else we got? Gaming in the Wild, Phantom. Oh my gosh, Summer. This what the Pack. I'm so happy to see everybody. This is magnificent. I am so hyped about this. I was hyped, and I have only become progressively more hyped through the work of others, which is what game jams are all about, right? Is seeing the amazing things that your very talented friends do in a short period of time. And that has already been my week. So I am like hyped beyond all recognition. So we are just going to get straight to it. We're gonna actually listen to me talk for two more minutes, but I'm really excited. So if you don't know, this is the okay. There have been many jams in Big Bang because we've done Global Game Jam twice, and Punkarella. Speaking of Global Game Jam, and game jams in general, but we've done Global Game Jam twice. We did the Combat Jam just a couple of months ago, and then this is hopefully the beginning of a beautiful new friendship of seasonal Big Bang jams that we do just us together, also on itch.io, which I really enjoy as a platform because it's, again, a great place to go see the talented things that your talented friends make. So that is, yes, Zergling. Hello, welcome. Lovely to see you. Seasonable DBB. Seasonable. Yes, seasonable Big Bang. That's what we like. And certain creators, Punkarella, have really inspired me on how fun seasonal games are and seasonal events are, especially when you're in an interconnected space like this. Thank you, DMM, for dropping the link to the itch.io page where I am right now, where you can see all this stuff. I'm going to go over this. This is going to be a theme reveal, and then we're going to go over everything you need to know about making the jam, the rules, how we're judging it, when to come back to see your cool games played on this stream. Yes. And besides all that, all of the resources that we have for you to learn this quickly, to make a game from whatever background you're bringing to the table, or if you're completely new to everything, you can still make a game, and you should, and it's going to be great. And we're going to do the theme reveal. Hello, in16. We're going to do the theme reveal right now, which I know how to do in this platform. Give me just a second. Here it is. Without further ado. The theme is Blockbuster. Sorry, I took it off the screen really quickly. I hope you enjoyed that beautiful presentation. I love it so much. The theme, we actually, speaking of community collaboration, the theme was accidentally, or let's see here, unintentionally submitted by Big Bang creator McFunkyPants on Twitter, and then we added it into our random, and it came up, and we loved it. So the theme is Blockbuster. You may interpret that with whatever blocks and busting makes sense to you. Obviously, we've taken a little bit of a cinematic look at it, but we've got lots of really cool options, and I'm really excited to see what people do with it. So I need to paste that into this theme section here on the page. But let's just talk about what we've got going on. Giga Viking says we about to make a blockbuster with this one. Yes. Make it 2 Blockbuster with this one. That's a funnier joke. I like that. Yes. Everyone get to your nearest Blockbuster. I don't know what the reach of Blockbuster is outside of the US. But incidentally, once upon a time I had a game that I still have and I'm still making and I'm going to make 1,000 times about a coffee shop. And right next to that coffee shop was a Blockbuster. So I am really excited to make some Blockbuster related things perhaps after this jam, but you will be able to find me. Anyway, let's go from things. So, bam, this is a 3-day celebration of collaboration, creativity, and the summer season powered by the browser-based voxel-tastic multiplayer platform known as Big Bang. If you don't know Big Bang, this is that's is Big Bang down? Please say no. Don't do that, DBB. Okay, no, it's not. My link is probably bad. I should look into that. Yeah. It does 100%. I probably HTTP'd it, which would be an unsupported protocol. Anyway, it's Zaz debugs things time. Who knew we got here so fast? No. Okay, so Big Bang, it is multiplayer by default, so you'll be able to just share your things. There is a little bit of coding trickery that you need to do if you're making things from scratch, and then we've got some things that you can use that will basically help you make a multiplayer experience right off the bat. So, bam! That is Big Bang. You probably know about it because you're here, but we're excited for all of the new folks too who see this video in the future, who are watching this video now. We're excited. Join us for this jam. Okay, so the rules are you can submit anything that you made in Big Bang, essentially. You'll see that in the submission guidelines, we have, let me find my posts. Here we go. Here it is. So we have a way for you to embed your game in Big Bang, and I'll show you an example of that later. In itch.io. You don't actually have to do that. All you have to do is submit a URL, since everything is browser-based, and you can just play these games by clicking these links. You can have people join your games by clicking links. It's amazing. Browser-based is the future. It's glorious. Yes, first of many gaming in the wild of bugs from this game. So this is the instructions for that, and we have that linked in the submission form. So when you submit your game, it'll be like, hey, do you want to do this? And it'll show you this link, but you can also find it on our profile, I believe, on itch.io. So we've got that, and that's basically what we're kind of hoping for submissions, but you don't even have to do that if you just want to drop the link, put a pretty picture up, anything you want to do. It does have to be submitted on itch.io. So that's going to be a first for this jam. Has to be on itch to be considered. Now, you can do whatever you want. You can not submit it. You can make a game just for your own joy. All of that is valid. Ooh, speaking of, here's the second bug of the Summer Jam. This is me forgetting to fill in dates because I wrote dates instead of date, so I didn't find and replace it or catch it when I was going through this. Anyway, we'll get to that. I need to link to the Digital Monkey Master's profile, for he will be amongst those joining me for the judging stream, which is in 1 week, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so when can you submit your game? So the thing about live service games, right, is that they're live as soon as you want them to be. You can put the link in right now. You could literally just be like, this is my game, haven't added anything to it, put it in right now. We won't consider it or like call it the finished game until the judging period. So you can literally submit it anytime. Once the judging period is over, so that is this time on Monday, we will be in the please don't touch your game anymore time. We ask that you not touch your game so that we can evaluate what you did during the jam. After that, you can also continue to edit it to your heart's content and further, way past your own content. It's game dev, right? Sometimes we do it when we're really, really frustrated with our games too. That's the joy of it. So yeah, you can continue working on this. You can use it for something else. You can mark it remixable and hope that somebody else finishes it, which I have done with a number of things. Okay. So, and then next question is, can I use art scripts and projects made by others? Yes, You can make all of them. In fact, I have a post just for this. It is called All the Free Game Dev Assets and Resources on Big Bang that you can use for this jam, for example, but also for something else. It was a long title, but I didn't work on it. Let me drop this link in the chat. I've been forgetting to drop links in the chat. Anyway, so you can, if you want to join me in this, we've got basically 4 categories. We've got remixable games, and we have this awesome list of remixable games that I will go over next, or some of them. And we've got remixable art. There's tons of art. I have made very few things from scratch since starting work on Big Bang. I mostly find other people's things, remix them, and then build them into what I want. There are amazing things. Try searching, building a game. I might demo this at after we go over the basics of the stream. But there are so many things. We've got voxel objects and templates. What did I skip? Do I not have a script section? Did I delete I still deleted my script section. How did that happen? Anyway, there's scripts. I'm going to demo all of this after we go over the rules and things like that. So don't worry. But yeah, you can check out this link and I will paste it. Somehow I deleted it. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to add it in. Scripts are a really great thing to remix. And I've got a couple of examples of some ones that I use all the time that other people can use, things like that. But let's keep going with the rules. Can you work as a team? Yes, and you can work as a team in the same game. It's one of my favorite features of Big Bang is you can do multiplayer editing. We've got a video coming out for this eventually. It's not live now. I do have one page that you can check out on the Learn website. So do I have multiplayer editing? Yeah, boom. Okay, so this is the very sad Zaslav's text-based version of this. But you can learn all about how to do the multiplayer editing, and I should link that there, and work with friends and some like gotchas that you might want to check out of how stopping and saving and things work when one person owns a game and other people are working on it. But it is so fun, especially like say you've got a team and you're not sure what you want to do. This is like the best way to brainstorm. Like why brainstorm writing down on papers or whiteboards when you could literally just be throwing out objects and showing your ideas? It's absolutely great. So work with a team and you don't have to code. You can code. The language is TypeScript. It's a hoot. I believe TypeScript is probably the way of the future. I'm kind of a JavaScript stan, have been for a long time. And if you are really into JavaScript and you want your projects to continue to work for years to come, even though you have to change them, TypeScript is it. It's glorious. I love it. So, yeah, so we can do that, but you also just don't have to. We've got a bunch of those projects that we were talking about right here that will help you say, learn how the scripting works, see examples of how scripting works, and not have to use scripting at all with things like Doodle Safari and the Snow People decorator. And as you can find on the Big Bang itch.io page, the good old combat game, which you've seen before. So the combat game we did in the last jam, we've got a bunch of examples and you can read all through here, including my very, very granular instructions on how to play. But you can see kind of this is what it looks like, right? Is you could make a game in Big Bang. You can't make it multiplayer. Right? Beds will always be not logged in and things like that. But this is like, look at me fighting a bat right now. I think you guys probably don't get my sounds and things like that, but this is the basic combat game. So you've got everything you need to figure out how to use the combat game to make anything that involves collecting things, having health, enemy NPCs, weapons, attaching things to the player just for cosmetic reasons. What else am I forgetting? Custom templates and things like that. And this whole project has so much more to it than just this little playable experience, but I love this little playable experience, so you can find it here. So if you want to see this, check out the itch page, and this will link you directly to the actual game, which you can remix to your heart's content. If you haven't seen any of, I believe you can still find the content from the combat stream to learn about it, and you can see all the examples of the games that were made for it on the itch page. Okay. So where am I in the rules? Okay, don't have to code. Okay, so getting started, you definitely want to join the Big Bang Discord. Do we have a Discord command? DMM, are you there? Can you Discord? All right, that worked for Moobot, but we're still figuring it out on YouTube. But I don't know what Nightbot wants from me. But yes, so check out the Discord. It's /.bigbang. And this is going to be the place for you to find people to chat about it. It is probably like the best resource of just understanding the whole breadth of what our like the community is about and what you all the things you can do. You'll find some amazing stuff. DMM here runs an art challenge which challenges people to make voxel art based on prompts, a scripting challenge which challenges people to make script example projects, often with art based on prompts, and you can see what people have done, and a lot of those are remixable too, so you can actually like get into them and figure out how people did all of these cool tricks. Looking at you, Chaklapak. Yeah, let's see here. I had up one I wanted to share for that. It's an example of a scripting challenge thing, but yeah, maybe DMM if you want to drop a cool scripting challenge response that someone has done recently, people can get an idea of that from the chat. But yeah, so step one, just join the Discord. The other thing is tomorrow from wherever your time zone is, imagine 3 hours before the stream started until the time when the stream started. So for me, that's 9 a.m. Pacific to noon Pacific. For you, it's right now -3, -20, -3 hours and 20 minutes. And I will be on Discord in voice for that time. So if you want to chat with me specifically, that's where I'll be. I'll be working on a game. I think I'm also going to be streaming on my own Twitch tonight, so look out for that. I think we can restream to the Big Bang too. So I'll look into that. But anyway, you'll be able to find me working on things, but other people working on things all weekend long. I think our master of the digital monkeys will be available on Sunday. I believe is what I heard, but I could be wrong. But other people will be around, so come check us out, come hang out with us, and you'll find lots of other folks to talk to and ask questions and quickly debug things, right? Because we've got limited time. We have no time to waste trying to figure out everything on your own when there are people to just help you solve your problems, find resources and all those things quickly. And yeah, I'm so excited to see what people make for this jam. So step one, join the Big Bang Discord. We did that. Step two, check out the YouTube channel. Some of you are probably already on it. And for the rest of you, that is youtube.com/@.bigbang. Here it is. Boom. So I will drop that in the chat as well. So check out the YouTube because you'll see that we have a ton of resources on that YouTube specifically for game jams, right? We did Global Game Jam and the Combat Jam. So there's a ton of times that we've gotten together. We've said, okay, what do people doing a game jam need? And how can we get that information to them? So it's going to be a great resource. In addition to that, let's see here. Where is the combat game? So in addition to that, you can find things like this entire tutorial series. I will not play out loud, but this entire tutorial series, 6 videos on how to use the combat kit, which again, you could use for like literally anything where you might want to fight something. Combat kit is the way to do it. So check this out. That is linked from this page, which you can find our things. It's linked. You can find it in our YouTube. It'll be here in playlists. playlists. Global Game Jam 2023 is another one to check out, and tips and tutorials. All of these, some of these are from older versions of our editor. Big Bang is still in alpha, I believe. It is a constant work in progress that is being changed all the time. So lots of things have changed, but for the most part, things work pretty well. Oh, look, it's me. It's me. See if I can. Maybe we can inception it. Do you think it'll update so that it'll see the screen of me and the screen? I mean the screen. Anyway, that is an experience that is free, but you can see lots of different resources and hype and other things that have happened in there. So this is like a great place to start, especially if you're someone who learns a lot from videos. And then final thing, we got documentation. So I actually already dropped one documentation page, which was the one with, where am I? The one here with all of the example projects, which I'm going to actually just go over what all of these are towards slightly later in the stream. We're about 5% done with Big Bang. Big Bang is infinite and amazing, right? The Big Bang is the beginning, and that's where we are. There is so much more that we can become, but it's amazing what you can do right now, and especially thanks to the work of our amazing community team who makes stuff that you can make things from, and or learn from, or things like that, or learn with. And but here is the documentation site. So I'm going to give you the Zaz vision of the documentation site. These quick start and getting started and scripting are all basically articles that you can read to sort of understand how Big Bang works on like a conceptual level. There's lots of them, and you can check them out. And then there are some tutorials. One of the things, if you're a scripting person, this one's Scripting Examples, which is also the same as, I believe, this scripting example. No, this is a Scripting Examples game. This is entirely different examples. So this, where did I put it now? This is, if you are like me and you can understand programming, but you really need to see it in context functioning. One of the great things is that they're remixable games, so you can actually open up the scripts and see what things are doing. And like, it's not like the stuff that like DBB devs make is hidden. You can usually take it apart and see exactly how it's working. Thank you, DMM. Yes, the theme is Blockbuster. I should have put that in a boom, there we go. I got a banner. I know how to do StreamYard. Okay. Learning all kinds of things. Okay, so thank you for reminding me that needs to be there. So if you are like me and you need to see things in context, but like say taking apart like a whole script in a game gets a little overwhelming, this is a great way to really see things like a couple of steps at a time. So highly recommend getting into the Scripting Examples page. I'll drop that in chat too, so you can see it. This is invaluable for as it cannot be valued because it's so valuable. For figuring out how things work in the thing. We've also got the API. So if you actually want to see, like, say, if I've got a vector 3, what are the things I can make a vector 3 from? What can I do? There are a lot of methods I can do to a vector 3. But for example, if you're realizing that you need to clone, actually clone doesn't do what I want. If you basically, you need to copy all of the values from one vector 3 into another vector 3, here are the methods that you can do this. Surprisingly useful, or not surprisingly useful, entirely useful, but you'll really be able to see what your options are and things like that when you get into components. Generally speaking, if you're new to this, right, start here in game objects and you will find the two things that everything is made of, right? We've got entities, which are pretty much all of the things, and game, which is the thing that all of the entities are in. So you can get in here and find out all of the things that you can do with the game. The game actually belongs to the entity, so that's how you're going to reference it, is in a script. It'll be this.game. And entities, you'll be able to see all of the different components that they can have and what you can do with those components and things like that. So this is, if you are Don't know where to start, head down to game objects and everything else will emit from there. That's my Zaz tour of documentation. Okay, so where are we? We've done the documentation site. So finally, let's talk about judging. Not finally, we've got more in the learning department, but finishing up the parameters of this thing. We are going to have judging. We're going to have a judging stream. DMM is joining me on it. We're going to play through all of the games and actually judge them on the stream. You also, as members of the community, can also judge games, but we're going to do it basically right at the end of the judging period. So everybody else has a chance to get their 2 cents in, play through the games, or you can just do it simultaneously with us, which is a really fun way to do it. It's one of the things I really enjoy is just sitting around with friends, talking about what we enjoyed, playing the games together, especially if they're multiplayer. It's nice to have some people to go through them with you. And we are looking for fun. It's a game, right? Not all games have to be fun. There's a whole thought on this, but this one is because summer is fun, and that's part of summer. So fun, or just do you like playing it? Do you want to continue playing it? Theme, right? Is it a blockbuster? Does blockbuster connect to the concept that you have there? And then originality and style. So like I said, you can use any assets that you want. You can remix games and things like that. So for originality, we're just looking at, did you use all of these tools to make something, sorry if that made a loud sound on my mic, to make something that really speaks to your own style or to your own vision? So, don't just remix the combat game, right? Do some stuff with it. Turn it into something that you want. Don't just remix. There's tons of things to remix, and we can go over more of them in the future. But yeah, that's it. Fun, theme, style. That's it. Everything else is up to you. We are so excited. I've got to put the banner in here. We'll do that probably after the stream about what you can do. So besides that, we'll talk about this examples page, which does not have all of the examples. But essentially these are going to be remixable things that you can use to build your games for. So these scripting examples of trips, world building trips, and there's actually 2 more of these, are games that you open it up like this. You click the remix button, and then you click edit, and you'll be able to see all of these things and things. So we've got, oh, nope, not supposed to go that way. All right, fine. UI text. So if I open this up, I will be able to see the UI text screen. And am I supposed to be doing this? Am I just supposed to be interacting with this? I haven't done this one in a while. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is the example. Okay, so we can check this out and look at what it's trying to do. We have basically, okay, I'm not going to explain the whole thing, but you can look at all of these things that are basically just displaying text to the screen and understand how UI works and things like that. There's also in this example page, this one, the UI basics. So UI basics is a tutorial. Will this link to the tutorial? A tutorial that will walk you through UI with, again, small examples that build up, which is the way that works best for me. I'll drop this in the chat as well if you want to look at that. But you can basically see the game and see the thing in action, because the truth of the matter is the way Big Bang works best is if you're already in it taking it apart. But it's nice to be able to see what you're going to get into to take apart when you do it. So those things. Now, another one that is really great for reading scripting examples, I'm losing myself, is, where's it? This one. Okay. Is, of course, Intro to Magic. We've got the video on it, and the game, when you make a new game, you actually have an option to make this one because it's a really useful tutorial. And I probably already have a remix of this, but here we go. We're going to remix it again. And what you'll find is that with the game running, and this is literally, there's some really cool stuff in Big Bang about how you can edit things while playing it. To the next. you'll be able to see like how this is done by clicking edit, which isn't going to move me or reset me, which is actually amazing when you think about it. And you can see this scale Y that it's doing. And I like the God, this is so cute. I forgot. So if I click this, I can actually see what's happening. And we've got these comments here to explain what each line is doing. So if you want to get started with scripting, we've got tons of options for that. It doesn't have to be your whole project. You could build a project on the combat like on the combat kit, and then also add some things that are bouncing and moving around like this, make the whole thing a sort of floating dirigible, which is, I don't know why I need a floating dirigible in Dot Big Bang, but please somebody make me a sky civilization. I feel that it needs to exist. I want it to look like, anyway, this is not related to the theme. So building your own things, but you can see a lot of ways that even just this amount of motion is interesting. And do this project and learn more about scripting that way. So that's one of your resources. Let's look at what else we have in the examples page. I see. I keep navigating from. Let's see. Let's open examples again. So the scripting examples, world building tips. There's a couple of others. There's like player tips and stuff like that that I think I have linked down in the template section. But this will essentially let you, and I don't even think you actually have to remix this one to sort of fully understand what's going on. But you walk up to these cubes and they will tell you things about, say, how the scale works. We've got a tiny house and a large house, and they're the same house. You can learn about how like a side scroller environment, which the combat game is also a great example of. So you can see that there too, or at least that it has a fixed camera, how that could work, and how you can build different things, reuse the same entities to make things. And if I edited this, you'd have a better version of it. So you might just go straight through that. But yeah, so you can learn about these things inside of the platform. And like, I don't want to spoilers anything that's coming out in Dot Big Bang. It'll be after this jam, but a very impressive game experience is in development right now that is going to be the masterful place where you could say, learn and research. If you could imagine a place that one could do research, there might be one coming to Dot Big Bang, and you could just jump through all of these projects really easily and see everything that you need from there. So yeah, so this is an example of that. And let me look through my other examples here. We did intro to magic and UI basics. The obstacle courses and FPS template are both ones that you can create from the new game menu. So if you actually go anywhere and you hit game.new, you're going to Dot Big Bang. That's us. That'll take you to us. I love to learn too, DMM. And you'll see that we've got intro to magic, like I talked about, the obstacle course template and the FPS template. They're exactly what they sound like. You can use them to make an obstacle course, and you can use them to make an FPS level. I believe, and if anybody's interested in making an FPS game, definitely get on the Discord now, because there's a rework of it that's not this one right now, I don't think, but it is available, and it'll give you more options to customize your game. So if you start with this and you're like, no, I wanted it to do this, and I want to make a new weapon and things like that, that's arriving later today. Okay, so hopefully it will actually show up here. And yeah, it's a great time to be making an FPS because that one dropped. We might have an FPS jam. I'm not sure. I'm just crazy for jams right now. So this is great. But you can see the scripting examples in the environment. It's all here. So this is a great place to just start exploring things. Beyond that, let's talk about some other. How am I doing time wise? I've got time to talk about some more examples. There's tons of content for combat, so I'm not going to do that one. But in these, I'm so bad at keeping track of my tabs. Anyway, so let's talk about Halloween and Doodle Safari. So Halloween is a game that you could remix, and I'm going to remix it again, even though I have 1,000 copies of this, along with new docs. Chaclapack, say it ain't. Oh, this is the okay. Sorry, this is not the actual remixable one. Um, pick the right one. And need okay. This will give you an idea of some of the things that you're going to be able to do with the remixable version of this, which you can find elsewhere. But it does things like say open doors. Isn't that exciting? If you're like me and that's your favorite thing to break in a game, I don't know if anybody's ever seen the meme of a game designer making a door, and all of the different game roles and their opinions. But they're basically what you're talking about in using this space is making interactable things. So dig this grave. I'm pressing the E key on a computer. I think I can also click. So it's an interact, and there's tons of things you can do with interactions, right? All they do is let the player approach objects in different ways by either looking at them with, you see that reticle in the screen, or by just getting close enough, and you can just decide how to do it. Let's see here. Can I not sit in this grave? Is this? Is it the ones inside you can sit in? Anyway, so there's lots of different things you can do, especially if you're working on something social. There it is. I live here now. So like chairs and things like that. These are ways you could make interactions to do that. And then there's the last thing, some other cute things that you can do in here, like are these leaf piles going to work for me? So making the particle effect show up when the player enters, so it makes a leaf sound. The way we play audio, I think it's slightly different now, but well, it'll be the same. So, and then the other thing is you can say, click to change the environment. And you're giving your players a way to stay in a social space, but make little changes to it that other people enjoy. If you want a more sophisticated version of this pumpkin carving mechanism, then in the, I just need this to open in new things. We can check out the Snow People Decorator. So, and there's actually, where's my summer version of this? I had the link down and then I forgot to put it out, but there's this is the winter version, but we've actually got a sandcastle version of it. I've got it here somewhere. Yeah, bear with me. We got it. Okay. It's I will bop it up as soon as I find the link. But essentially what we're looking at is, instead of just, I think this was in the hub too, so you may have already seen it before if you are a player of the Big Bang Hub world, and who among us can truly resist it. This is now, I've got a UI interface with things I can click and choose through to build a snowman of different varieties. And there's a sandcastle version of it, which is what I actually wanted to show here. But we're going to get to that. So this is a really like quick mechanism that you can do to just make a space interactive without even having to decide anything about what the actual mechanics of the game are like. And I think that's one of the magical powers of it. And let me see, is there any? Okay, now Doodle Safari. And I think I'll show the template version of this too, but let's just walk through it as a game, is basically a lot of the features that you can find in a combat game. If you were in combat game and you're like, but I just don't want enemy NPCs, then Doodle Safari is probably the place for you to start. There are all sorts of different features, but we're talking about a collection mechanism, things like trees. We've got a wardrobe that looks a little bit, except for it's got unlockables, like the Snow People Decorator in a way. We've got interactions like we saw in the Halloween game. Oh, Chaklapak. Yeah, that got the link got hidden, but if you want to throw it to me, I am happy to share. And I appreciate it. So yeah, so those are the basic mechanisms of, if you just wanted to say collect things like a key and then use it on doors, this is the game to start with. And I'll find the template version of it. So we've got like a nicely lined out place where you can find all of the templates. And I'll talk about templates towards the end of this stream so that you know everything you need to know about how to make things. So this is, imagine, where is my, a place where you can sort of search for little creatures and add them to your little Pokedex style collection of them. So you could use this to make a ton of different things. There is no limit to it. And it's really cool to see the diversity of things that you can make with it, but it's also pretty kind of like adorable example. Look at this robot. Look at that robot. He's so cute. He's so cute. Look at him go. Okay. Ah, there it is. Here's our sandcastle. Thank goodness. In the interest of summer, let's just go straight to there now. But it works just like the Snow People, but is delightful. And we have a guitar that plays piano. It's really impressive. And a snow sandcastle where I can customize. Oh, I definitely like. Where's the big one? There. There we go. Let's do those. And where's the tower center? Got a lot of options. Anyway, you could all watch me click this for hours to build things. But the point is that it is a really lightweight thing that you could make really easily. You could design your own voxel objects for this and make it anything you want. And it's a great way to showcase your work without having to do a ton of scripting to figure it out. Also, just how adorable is this? I'm so happy. Just vibing with my sandcastle. Life is amazing. Yeah, so those are some of the things. Let me throw this out for everybody instead of just me to play with, because it is very addictive. Yes, the jukebox template, so you can actually pull this out of here. Let's see here. Let's remix and we'll just play with it a little bit, because we can talk about some other things that I was going to talk about after this, because we've gone through the examples besides combat, which again, there's just a ton of content for, so you can see that. And if you check out the page that we have on Itch, you can also get a link to all of the submissions that were on Itch for the combat jam, of which there are tons, and you can see that you could use it to make any kind of game. Yeah, so next we were going to talk about the I was going to go back to this post of all of the free things you can talk about, and I can show you some examples of it. So if I want to add, there we go. Got too many .big bang tabs open. I'm gonna have to deal with this in a second. Okay, so if I'm editing this and I just want to add free art, does anybody have anything? All I have to do is in this voxel object section, which is this arrow right here, if it's not open already for you, you can go to that. And I'm going to switch this from this game to all. And then I'm going to look for a crab because I love crabs. And I'm going to find my favorite crab, which is Jordan Crab. Jordan Crab is just vibing. You can see I can reposition it around. Look, it looks like it's meant to be here. I want to put it by the sandcastle because then we get a little bit of the contrast there. Crab's just being happy. And we can do all kinds of things with it. So there are, besides free voxel objects, I've also got free scripts. So if I want to look them up, I can basically let's go back to basics. Select the crab, and then I need this entity panel, this entity props panel. That's also going to be shift left arrow, right? Shift left arrow to make it show up or not. And then you have to have the entity selected that you want it to be about. And then from here, there's a couple scripts. So if I would look in the script section and I just like look at these featured scripts, I could do some things like one of my favorites, which is pet, drag it on the crab, and then it will follow me around. It's now my pet crab. And if I don't want that, then over here in the scripting section, I can just disable it. And then, well, it stays where it was. But we can, it's still not on the ground. Let's put you back on the ground. It sort of hovers following you around. It's pretty adorable. So I can just add these scripts with things, but I can actually search like the whole library. So if I open this up, this is actually my favorite way to look for scripts, because if I open here, it's a little bit easier to read, and you can open them without actually necessarily adding them onto the thing. So we've got apparently recently updated the Bronze Swords playback script, which shows the keys that you have pressed as you've done them. Which is, I think that's the one that it is. But this would be very cool for somebody who wants to be very serious about obbies. We can use a really common one that I think is like one of my most used. I think if we had stats on how much scripts are used, there'd be the DBB gizmo. And what this will do is it will hide a voxel object component while you're playing. So I didn't actually add it the way that I did it. So if I want to add it, I need to add it from here. But this is my favorite way to like look at scripts if I'm trying to figure out how someone did something. If I want to add it, I'm going to go to here. I'm going to click open, and then I'll type gizmo again. I'll add this one. And then watch this. The crab is gone. What a great feature. But it doesn't have to be just that. So this is really useful if you've got, say, a voxel object that's just like, this is the thing that controls the logic of the game, or this is the thing that controls my UI. You can throw gizmo on it so that you can just have it in the world. And whenever I press stop, there's my crab. And then whenever I press play, it goes away. That's super useful. But it doesn't actually just have to hide the voxel objects. We could uncheck that and then stop and play. And the crab's still there. But what I could do is I could take this and keep the hide text, then add a text component like this. And we'll add to this, we'll say top secret crab to win the game. I don't know. Find this crab and you win automatically, right? It's an Easter egg. And I can label it that. And then when I press play, my label is gone. So I can make little notes to myself that way too. It's like a script comment for your game. There's lots of different ways you can use that. Another one that I really love is, let's see if we can find a beach ball, right? Beach ball. Oh, we're searching this game. We want to swap to all. Beach ball. Bet we've got some good options. Oh, summer sky. This is actually, I think this is the one from the itch page, isn't it? Look at it. There it is. It's a beach ball. It's beautiful. Okay, so from here, if I ever find my project again, I should just close these. We can open them back up when we need them. Say I take this beach ball. I'm like, I love this beach ball. I wonder if I've got some ball logic I could add to it. Let's find out. We'll click open and we'll look for ball. I mean, we could probably make it bounce, but we want like physics. Yeah, I'm going to try physics. I don't know what simple physics does. I want like rolling ball physics. Anyway, this is not actually what I plan to do at all. The one that I love is called Emissive. Emissive Rainbow by Sync. Thank you, Sync. I love this one. I use it all the time. So this one actually doesn't have a lot of dark regions. So this is maybe actually not my best voxel object, but I can change out the voxel object. So I'm actually going to swap it out to, I have a yarn ball. Okay, so we'll select that. And then this yarn ball, because it has a lot of blacks in it. So emissive change the blacks. So because I have that, I can actually see this emissive rainbow. I don't know. I just like making things rainbow. It's kind of fun to do. It's nice to see on a thing. And I love it also as a test when I want to tell how my emissives are going to turn out. I just drop this script on it. Thank you, Sync. So that is the beauty of putting the community together. Okay, so we've talked about the from the all the free things we've talked about basically shared art, and this is what shared art, right? This is stuff, if it's shared in this sense, it means that I can use it in my game, but I might also want to remix it. And so to like figure out how to remix some art, the essential thing that you want to know is that you're going to go to the .big bang. If you want to see all of the art, scroll down to community content and hit latest, and that will actually search everything. So I can show objects only, and I can see things like, oh my God, this fly. Oh my God, this fly. This is great. I'm going to build Westworld with that fly. And like what people have been working on most recently, but I can also search from things and see if I can remix them. So let's say I want to see if I can remix that beach ball. We'll take that, we'll view, and I can. It's got this remixable icon. So if I do that, then I remix the voxel object, and then when I'm in the editor, I can change it. So actually, all I want to do is change the white regions to be black. So we're going to click the color, select black, And in my fill, I can actually replace colors. So this is like, bam, done. And then I will save. And then when we go back in here, and the cool thing is that a lot of times when you, I love the idle paying attention voxel work. One of my favorites. So if I change this to, this will show up right here. Like if you've just edited something, it'll probably show up in this most recent tab, but you can also go to your own and then find it. So if I add that there, then you'll see now we've got a beach ball again. But it's got this emissive on it, so it's changing all of these colors and it's delightful. And yeah, I just love this. You can tint things now too, so we could actually we could have made the white work, but I just wanted to use Sync Script because I've used it so many times. So yeah, so remixing objects is a great way to start. When you make a new object, you get now options to remix them from different things. So that's very cool to start with. And there are a lot of objects that, let's see here, if we were to go back here, if you're, say, looking for some art to start from, and let's say, ooh, look at that. Oh, this is all the same stuff. So you might click Summer Skies profile. You might click voxel objects, and you might find a ton of stuff that you might be able to remix. I don't know which of this is 4 things or not, but there are lots of cool things that oftentimes if I'm like, man, I really wish I had that table from Farmer's Market, Pocket Garden. Man, I wish I had this rainbow table from Pocket Garden. I can remix this. Look at that. You can put this in your game. And you can, let's say I want, I need to add my trans ribbons at the end of this, or I just want to make like a non-binary flag or something like that. The options are mine. Let's do it. We're going to do it right now. Okay, let's see here. So we've got a slight color change on these to indicate the different boards. I don't want to do this right now. Okay, but you could do it. It's really easy and you've got lots of things. But it's also like, say I want to just like make a chair that goes with this table. It's nice to have the table and the space to make the chair from, because that way they'll match in scale. Now you can rescale things as we saw in the environment options. So there's lots of other things and I am running out of time. So let's do templates really quick. And then I'm excited to see where everyone works. So again, join me for what will be, okay, right now, plus 5 minutes, minus 4 hours. Tomorrow, you'll be able to find me in the Discord. So in the Big Bang Discord. So join the Discord, give yourself the Game Jammer tag role. That's what it's called. I know Discord things, and we'll be able to talk about things. So the last thing, and because the scripts are missing, but scripts are great. There's a chain one that I use all the time to make things springy and fun. Because in a voxel space, that's just like extra good. Here, all the free things. The last one you look at is templates. So templates are a little bit tricky because you can't just find them. Okay. You can't just like search. If you do templates, you can either see feature templates or your templates, but you won't be able to just like look for community templates. But you can actually get community templates from other people and share your templates. You just have to share them in an open game. So if, for example, I wanted to take this guitar playing NPC, there's actually a version of this that's better to take, but I could see that this actually has a list of swimwear voxel objects that you can change if you wanted to. So say I want like somebody who's wearing a bathing suit and swimming and things like that. I could do this, or say I wanted this sittable chair. I believe that's all one entity and I could do that. I think. Maybe not. Maybe that's a bad example. But what I would essentially do is say click this and then go to the entity section. And in template, I would click new template. But let me tell you right now, every time you do this, you need to change the name because otherwise you will end up with new template. Let's see. Let's search new template inside of my templates. Oh, okay. I fixed them all. Well, look at me. Oftentimes you'll see it shows up just like far too much. So what you're going to want to do is name this, and this is going to be guitar playing. Does the guitar spawn swimming NPC, right? And we'll save that. Or do I need to add the guitar separately? It looks like it. Let's press stop and we'll find out. No, it looks like I might not have the guitar, so I might need to add that in as well. But unless it's, oh, is it a cosmetic? It's a, okay. It'll be called my. That's what it is. Let's search my. Okay, there. I've only got, well, enemy is showing up there, but I've only got 4 my templates, which is actually very thing. So yeah, I would need to take this guitar too. Now I might be able to find this voxel object. At the very least, it's got to be shared if it's in a shared game. But it might not be remixable, or maybe it is. Who knows? But it'll be really great, right? Because if I'm making guitar, and I think guitar was a scripted or an art weekly art challenge. So you might find actually a bunch of cool guitars, some of which are remixable as well. And that's just like a great way to get started. Save time. It's a game jam. Grab all of the things, make your idea. If you want to completely redo all of the art from scratch, that's awesome. Just do that, maybe when you find out how much time you have after the game is finished, which is a great way to do it. So with 3 minutes left, that is what I have. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, again, jump in the Discord. That's where we're going to be for questions. You can also, I believe, post questions. Let me get into this jam. You can also post questions here in this community section. There's nothing here yet, but if you want to start some conversations there too, if you don't use Discord that much or you want a different place, this would be another place where I'll definitely be looking at. The people who are signed up for the jam will be looking at. And who are doing the jam. But if you want everybody who does Big Bang, get in the Discord. Get on the Discord. It'll be great. Yes. Yeah, so I can't wait to see what everybody makes. I will be jamming tonight, tomorrow. I'm excited. I have a vision. I think everybody's ideas for this theme are going to be magnificent, and I cannot wait to see it all. So thank you again for joining me. Let me just drop this link one more time in case you haven't joined the itch.io. Remember to submit your game on itch.io. If you have any questions, you can ping me on Discord or ask in that community place. And I look forward to seeing you all. And we'll be back 1 hour before this time next week. So on Friday again at noon Pacific, we'll be back to play through all the games and admire your magnificent work. So thank you all. And I will see you in the future.